Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. Hope you guys are doing well. It's so nice to see all of you. And thanks for making us a part of your morning, noon, night, evening, day, whatever time of day it is. It's just so cool to have you here. I'm your host, Jim Masters. This is our Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series that we do right here in the United States, broadcasting across the globe. We originate here from the New York area, the greater New York City area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, along the southern New England coast between New York and Boston. That's where we have done almost 900 episodes of our talk show series. We don't call it an interview series, even though, we have conversations with guests. We really call this an Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series with conversations, with poignant moments, with great entertainment. Matter of fact, our special guest, two-time Dove award-winning singer and producer, songwriter, so much more, Billy Gaines is with us. He's in the house. Actually, he's in his house in Nashville, Tennessee. And he's been working with Kathie Lee Gifford on a very special project, movie. He's worked with another wonderful friend of our show, friend of mine. She's been a guest on our show several times. The incomparable violinist, fiddler, Lacey Carpenter as well. Matter of fact, they have a song that's been rising in the charts, which we're very excited about. Billy's also going to sing live for us exclusively right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been a busy, busy weekend. We got so much going on this weekend. We were at a couple of gala events earlier, and then we had a television shoot earlier today, and then 3 radio shows, and then tomorrow we have another big press event we have to go to, and then we'll be back tomorrow night with country music singer Jessica Lynn, who's going to be joining us as well. We're really excited about that. Got a full week of incredible episodes coming up. Hundreds of episodes behind us that you can binge watch. Well, not behind there, but I mean on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV and in the archives. Speaking of Jim Masters TV, that's the channel where we house and where we broadcast all of these episodes, which is kind of cool. We encourage you to subscribe to that channel. So that way there you can let us know that you want to be a part of the JMS Loverty family, which costs nothing. When you hit this button, subscribe, which we always say, we invite and welcome you to do it. It doesn't cost anything. You're a part of the Jim Masters Show Loverty squad, and you can also chat in the JMS Loverty chat room. There's a chat room that's actually open and available right now, and our viewers, our Loverty viewers, they are chatting with each other right now. We may even sprinkle a comment or two on the screen. Of course, you can always, if you want to support the series, do super chat, super emoji, super stickers, super thanks. You can do all of that when the show is on. We see a lot of comments here. We welcome you. Thanks again for truly making us a part of your life, a part of your day, whether this is the first episode of the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series that you've ever seen. You just stumbled upon us, or somebody told you about our show, or maybe you know Billy Gaines and you're a fan of Billy and you wanted to stop by. Or you've watched me over the years on television and heard me on radio, whatever the case may be. Thanks for being here. We really love having you guys here. And we love having Billy here as well. We, of course, say hello to the JMS Loverty family. That's the Loverty squad, those who watch all the time, and they're very dedicated and supportive of our series. They share the links on their social media pages. Matter of fact, you can find me on social media at all of the suspect places, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Jim Masters TV. So check out, like, subscribe, hello, all the rest, tweet, whatever it takes. We appreciate you guys being super connected with me and with us here at the Jim Masters Show. Billy Gaines is here, coming to us from Nashville. Really excited to have him here. Tell you a little bit about him. 2-time Dove Award winner, Billy Gaines has inspired audiences worldwide for more than 4 decades. He's been doing this for a long time, spreading the gospel and song through television, radio, albums, and live performances, including multiple National Promise Keepers conferences. A masterful performer, he has a unique vocal style that spans musical genres and has been described as smooth, captivating, and anointed. Billy's most recent accomplishment, and again, there have been many, is his singing and acting role in the new Kathie Lee Gifford movie, The Way, as the character Moses, singing the song, The God of the How and When. Also his song, There Will Come a Day, That spent 4 weeks at the #1 position on the 2022 European Independent Artist Airplay chart, which is really exciting. And with his very small group, Living Sacrifice, he toured as a backup vocalist for gospel legend Danniebelle Hall and former lead vocalist with Andraé Crouch and the Disciples. Even more doors opened when he moved to Nashville, which he did in the mid 1980s. That's right. And again, he's been doing this for a long time. He absolutely loves what he is doing. This is something of, great love and great value to him. And he's very excited, and he's already saying hello to everybody, which I think is really, really cool. He moved to Nashville in the mid 80s, landed his first songwriting and recording artist deal with Lorenz Creative Services in 86. He and the late Sarah Gaines, of course, landed a 5-album deal with Benson Records. The duo quickly rose to prominence as an R&B gospel trailblazing couple. Absolutely. And of course, you know all of their music. I'm sure you guys have talked about it. Sarah and Billy, powerhouses of great song. And, their music is still out there. Sarah is no longer with us, unfortunately, and of course. And but I tell you, the music and the beautiful voices are, and I encourage you to add the music to the collection if you haven't yet, or if you have just a few, add as much as you can. Billy himself, of course, like I said, he's been doing this for quite some time, and he absolutely loves what he does. And again, just really, really class act. Just somebody who you do something for 40 years. He could easily say, I'm good, I'm done. I've done enough. I've got a lot of good stuff out there, accomplished a lot, but he loves what he does. And as I mentioned, Sarah and Billy, they quickly rose to prominence as R&B gospel trailblazers, garnering 6 #1 singles on contemporary Christian radio, as well as the video That Is Why. That soared to #2 on the BET video chart. That Is Why. And their debut album yielded several top 10 CCM hits, including Come Drink at My Table and You Are Faithful. Later albums would deliver such classics as Always Triumphant, How Great His Heart Must Be, I Found Someone, Friends Indeed, and While You Wait. As a sought-after studio vocalist, Billy has been featured on recordings by numerous artists, including Peebo Bryson, Vanessa Williams, CeCe Winans, Amy Grant, DC Talk, Carmen, Nicole C. Mullen, and many more. He has also released a solo album, 10,000 Angels, an inspiring recording of 10 beloved hymns. Yet even more powerful than Billy's musical gift is his testimony of faith. He's observed God's hands on his life time and time again, shepherding him through incredible victories, shattering losses, and even near-death experiences. Perhaps no one person can express the heart of his ministry better than himself. And he says, it's my call and mission to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ through the principles of the word of God set to music and through all genres of music to bear witness to and give testimony of the amazing things that he has done in my life. How beautifully said. Billy Gaines here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Lots of comments coming in. We welcome again the JMS Loverty family, and for this exclusive conversation we're going to have with Billy, coming to us again from Nashville. Put your hands together, folks, and welcome our very, very special guest, comfortably seated in his home, Billy Gaines. Billy, welcome to the show. It is awesome to have you here, and we just thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us. There he is.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. The pleasure is all mine. How's your day been going? It is the weekend. Do you get to relax on the weekend, or you're always working, Billy?
I mean, yeah, I can relax. And today has been a relatively relaxing day. Yeah.
Nice, nice. You've been preparing for the guest appearance on the Jim Masters Show, right? You probably couldn't sleep for a week. You were so excited. Well, I tell you, congratulations on everything that's been happening of late. We'll go back in time to the earlier years of the career and all, but there have been some recent things that you had an opportunity to work on alongside the wonderful Kathy Lee Gifford. And Tell us about the projects with Kathy Lee, and congratulations.
Well, the project that I did with her is her movie called The Way, and I sing a song, "The God of the How and When," in that movie. Yeah, and I act the role, some acting and singing role also. So yeah, that's I have one song in there, and but it's very powerful. I mean, the CD alone is just powerful. It's amazing. So yeah.
Now you play Moses in this, right? Tell us about that role.
Well, I mean, ultimately, like I said, it's a singing role, but the perspective that she wrote it from was from him, in Midian when he was first called, and basically, not really feeling like he was worthy to even be in that kind of position. His relative uncertainty of how he was going to accomplish these things that God had called him to do. That's what the song really talks about. Oh Lord, of all the men who on this earth who are weak, you've chosen me, but I'm unworthy to speak. How will I tell your people? How will I know how to tell this Pharaoh to let them all go? So
Mhm. That's
it's
so
very
beautiful.
beautiful. I love it. I just love it.
What was it like? What is it like? I've met Kathy Lee on several occasions at some wonderful, fabulous events. I met Frank Gifford with her as well, through some mutual friends. And Kathy Lee is really a ray of positivity, sunshine, hope, humor. I love her quick wit. I just
Yeah.
absolutely have always admired her quick wit. She can respond quickly to things. She's an observer of life, and so we've had opportunities to commiserate on a few occasions. And she's just really, really, truly a delight. For you to be working with her on such a spectacular project, what's that experience like for you?
Well, it really was wonderful. I mean, I think the thing that people will probably be the most surprised at is just how much an amazing musician she is.
Yes.
She's one of the best vocal producers you could ever work with. What she gets out of you and what she wants, she knows exactly what she wants. And man, I'm telling you, she literally directed me on some of the phrases and things. She literally stood there, using her hands to direct me. And it was an incredible result just by her talent. She really is gifted.
Got a
Yeah.
wonderful photo here of the group review. Tell us, you can see you and you can see Kathy Lee there. This in the studio. Who else do we have here, Billy?
Sal Oliveira, and that's next to me is Michelle Margiotto. We call her Moosh. Ken Hooper, I think, and I can't think of. I don't know who the other person is. Sorry about that. I mean, I guess I should know. I guess if I could read it, I could. I know that's on Facebook somewhere, and everybody's named. So.
All of them there, exactly. With the movie too, obviously we showed doing the recordings in the studio, but being on set, where was it filmed?
Well, mine was filmed on Antelope Island National Park in Utah.
Oh, wow.
And it's beautiful. As a matter of fact, somewhere out there, you don't see them now, but there were bison out there.
Were there really?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, one of the scenes that I shot, they weren't in the shot, but I mean, not far behind me, they were behind me, and I was walking in the other direction across a ridge line, and yeah, but it was really something, man. She's a great director, also.
She
Really, really.
really, really is. When, like you said, when she sees what she wants, when she feels it, she's able to make it happen, which is incredible. The movie itself, is the movie out? Is the movie done? People can see it now?
Yes, the movie was released. It was a one night only release,
Yeah.
Fathom release on September 1st. But from that point, it's been available as DVD, as a CD also, and now there's a streaming lesson session associated with the God of the How and When. I don't know the links, but if you Google it, you can find that. Yeah, and all of that is
Cool.
available now. Yeah.
Fantastic. How did this happen? How did you get connected on this project with Kathy Lee? Was Kathy Lee familiar with your work and they approached you, or How did you guys link up on this?
No, this was an absolutely amazing story, man. There was a guy named Chris McCullum that I actually met back in 1982 when we had our first record that we attempted to do with Onyx International Records, which was a subsidiary of Benson Records. Well, that failed. Anyway, but their relationship continued because once we did finally do a record and we moved to town, Chris was a guy who was a contractor. And to get extra money, I would do just different odd jobs. So one of the things I would do is I would do paint jobs for him. The first job I did for him was a place called Calico Corners over in Green Hills. But from that point on, just every now and then, year after year after year, I would just ask him if he had any paint jobs. And so in 2016, I was coming back to Nashville. I was living in Gainesville at that time, Gainesville, Georgia, coming back to Nashville. And so I contacted Chris and asked him if he had any paint jobs. He said, no, but my brother, Greg, has started a new company called Tackle, spelled Takl. And he's the CEO of the company. You should try it out. So I checked it out. It's an app-driven, almost like an Uber of anything type thing where you work from the app and, the jobs come in that way. So I took on this job, and so it was October the 27th of 2018 when the CEO, Greg, who is Chris's brother, contacted me and wanted me to do a job for his wife in Franklin, Tennessee. And immediately I was hesitant. It's like, okay, if I mess up on a job somewhere else, maybe you can get past that. But if I mess up on a job for your wife, I'm in trouble, So I was but I finally took it anyway. And so I go down to Franklin, and I get there. And so Angie, his wife, meets me out back behind this brownstone. And she says, well, Greg has told me all about you, and you're the number one provider in the country. And that's why he's chosen you to do this job. So we go in, and she said, and this client this is for me, this is for one of my clients. So we go into this brownstone, we go up to the second floor. I get off of the elevator, and I'm looking in there. It's this beautiful place, hardwood floors and nothing in there but a black Yamaha baby grand piano sitting in the middle of the floor. I was kind of just focusing on that. So Angie goes, I'd like you to meet Kathy. So I turn to my left. That's Kathy Lee Gifford. And my jaw obviously hits the floor. And the next thing out of her mouth, she says, and she's introducing me now. And she said, and Billy, what's your last name? I said, Gaines. And she said, this is Angie talking now. She goes, Billy Gaines? You mean as in Billy and Sarah Gaines? I said, yep, that's me. She said, oh my goodness, I know your music and so forth and so on, So next thing, within the next few minutes, she goes, don't you play piano? I said, yes, I do. So, okay. So within minutes, I'm sitting down and I'm playing. Kathy Lee starts joining in. We're singing worship songs together. Next thing you know, she's getting lyrics. She's trying to, asking me to put music to her lyrics and so forth and so on. So from that point on, I worked for her kind of, not exclusively, but she used me a lot for different jobs I was doing. So, man, it was October 17th of 2019 when I get a call from Angie. It's just Kathy Lee wants to talk to you, but she doesn't want a job. She wants to talk to you about music. So I'm talking to Kathy Lee. She said, I've been praying for you. And I know you've been in music, but I believe God really wants you to get back in music. And I want you to try for this role. So October 25th, I come over there. I audition for the role of Moses. And after I finish, she goes, you are Moses. That's how it happened.
Isn't that amazing?
So
you
I'm glad that
you didn't have to part any C's, did you? You just had to hit a few high C's.
there you go.
That's right. That must have really been a true blessing for you, right? Like there was almost like a divine intervention that led you. There's a reason for everything, right? And there was a reason for your being a part of this project with Kathy Lee.
No question about it. It was definitely the hand of God that caused that to happen. That was unimaginable. The series of events that led up to that was just simply divine. There's no question about it.
Really incredible. It's such a beautiful story too. I mentioned, of course, Sarah, and many people know you and Sarah together. Tell us about Sarah for people who only know her from being a brilliant voice and woman of faith. but maybe didn't know her, the person, obviously, the way you did. How did the two of you come together? We talked about how you came together with Kathy Lee on this project. How did Billy and Sarah join forces? How'd that all happen?
Well, that happened actually back in 1974 when my cousin Cheryl was dating Sarah's brother. My cousin, I was living in Richmond, Virginia. Sarah was living in Hampton, Virginia. Okay. So my cousin Cheryl, she came to go to VCU in Richmond. And her brother, who played piano and was the choir director, was coming up to Richmond to play for my cousin Cheryl and her brother for a wedding. Yeah. So we're all over my cousin's house, and I'm there, and I'm waiting for all of them to come. And I go to the door and I look through the peephole, and I look and I see this fisheye view of this face. And it's like, I'm going, who in the world is that? You know, open the door, Sarah walks in. And that was it. I mean, that's how we met, you know?
Yeah. How much the music still, you know, stands the test of time. And like I said, I encourage folks to get the music, but how many albums did you guys end up doing? I know I mentioned a little bit of it in the introduction, but you guys really I remember one of the first radio stations that I worked for part-time. There was a period I was working for a commercial TV station right out of college, working for a commercial television station in New York, full-time during the day. Then I was also working for the public television station. And then in the evenings, I was working part-time for the Christian radio station. So all of these names, the CeCe Winans, Billy and Sarah Gaines, you know, Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, all of these, Ralph Carmichael Orchestra, we were playing all those. But the thing is, we were playing them on cart machines. So you had to put the cart in, you had to press, and hopefully that the cart wouldn't get warped. But you guys together, truly powerhouses. And, you know, we raise a glass to Sarah today, and always just the two of you, something extra special. Gang, if you are not familiar, do a little Googling, do a little, you know, Amazoning and Spotifying and all the rest, and get the material. But you yourself, I mean, you've been doing it for a while. What inspired you in the beginning? You know, when this is great too, 10,000 Angels. This is the one I was talking about. Early on for you, how were you initially inspired? Was there a lot of music, you know, when you were growing up in the house, was there a lot of music that you were exposed to?
Well, I mean, I really had my start singing with my mom because she played piano and I sang hymns. That was our ritual at home, you know?
Yeah.
And we did that quite often. And then, you know, as a teenager, I started listening to some of my favorite artists, and they influenced me. Oh, man. One of my favorite records of all time would have been Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack, that duet record, Stevie Wonder, Sam Cooke, Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, by the way, Perry Como. I just fell in love with crooners very
Andy Williams.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy Williams. And so I just love singers. But, you know, I mean, ultimately, all these things came together, but God's purpose for all those influences would be for his glory and for his kingdom. So
what would you consider one of your first and most important opportunities that came your way, where, you know, name recognition started to happen for you? People started to really notice your talent, your voice, your devotion and dedication. Was there a couple of things that happened early on in your life's journey that opened those doors for you, where things started to accelerate a little bit faster?
Well, I think, I would say that probably would be Danniebelle Hall. You know, Danniebelle Hall, she was formerly a lead singer with Andraé Crouch. As a matter of fact, she'd probably be known for the song "Take Me Back" by Andraé Crouch. Sure. Take me back to her. She sang the lead to that. And so I think that's probably the number one song that she had with him. And then with Sparrow, she had a song called "Ordinary People." Just ordinary people, that one. You familiar with that? Maybe not, but anyway. So, but Danniebelle spoke out on her own. And so she came to our church in 1977, and we got to open for her that night. And after that, we became friends. We found favor with her, started communicating with her. And she's, said, "You need to make a good demo tape." We got it in her hands. She took it around the places. She even took it to Billy Ray Hearn, Sparrow Records. But in the process of that, she ended up, not being there herself anymore. So that wasn't going to go very far. But that was probably that was a launching pad for us, because we started touring with her. And we did, it was the Lambs Club, Tremont Temple, and Queens College. We did those three dates up there, man. And after that, I knew this is my life. Then we did Fishnet in Front Royal, Virginia. And we also did Sunshine Festival in Hamilton, Ohio. Just going out with her, seeing the life, what it was like in ministry and everything. I knew this is what I was born to do. So yeah, it gave me exposure, but it also kind of firmed up what I wanted my life to be like too.
What you wanted your life to be like, exactly, which is beautiful. I mentioned also, a couple of mutual people that we know, Lacey Carpenter, of course, who's a big friend of our show, friend of mine, friend of yours. You had an opportunity to team up with Lacey and also with Thornton Klein, right? And I believe they're watching. So we say hello to Lacey. We say hello to Thornton. They're wonderful people.
Lacey, hello, Thornton.
Thornton is going to be a guest on our show, which is very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. And Lacey has been on 2 to 3 times, and she's played every time. We're going to have her back probably over the holidays. We'll have her back for a Christmas show. She's spectacular as well. But you guys teamed up, and tell us about that. There you guys are together. How did this whole arrangement of this trifecta of fabulous get formed?
Well, the first thing about Thornton, which is an interesting story, 1 week after we moved to Nashville, Susanna Ryan Wilson, who heard us singing the first day we arrived, told us she wanted us to do a demo for a song called Love Is the Reason. Well, that song was a collaboration between Thornton Klein and Susanna Ryan Wilson. Well, we did the demo to that song. Ingeborg Humperdinck and Gloria Gaynor cut that song. I think that was the first cut on it.
Yes.
Became pretty popular. But anyway, that demo that we did became the demo that Dan Cleary heard, and he signed us based on the demo. So the song that Thornton and Susanna Ryan Wilson wrote was the song that actually got us our first deal. So when Thornton contacted me around, I guess it was around March 23rd, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit early. It was March, and asked me if I wanted to sing another song. I said, "Yeah, man, I've had great success with you so far." So sure enough, so the song that he and Lacey wrote together, "There Will Come a Day," we went in and did that, and I was absolutely astonished at the response to it. Just
isn't that incredible?
Didn't expect it. I mean, didn't know what to expect, but it was definitely a very positive thing, no question.
And it has been, like I said, in the charts. I think this was just recently posted. Look where you are.
Oh, yeah,
it's number one.
That's another song by Thornton and Lacey. But this one is World Tour, which just reached number one. That's October 31st. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. It's been an amazing run. That's all I can say.
It's just absolutely incredible, isn't it? When you think about it.
Yes.
It's a great pairing. Look at this photo, and congratulations to Thornton and Lacey and to you. Look at this cool photo.
Yes, this was for a fundraiser that we had. It was a fundraiser for African children.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. You're always giving back. You're always, big believer in paying it forward. I know I'm a big believer in that too. And that's one of the things that I respect about you, is that desire to pay it forward in the way that you do. Here's another great shot working. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, that's Ted Perlman, the producer, man. He's incredible.
Yeah.
That's the day that we recorded see the microphone right in front of me. That's the
Yeah,
day we recorded There Will Come a Day. Yeah, that's us that same day.
that's the day, huh? Mm.
Yep, in his studio. Yeah.
There came the day. And Lacey's here. Hey, there's Lacey. Hello, Jim and Billy. She's tuned in. She's here. And Lacey is
Okay.
sending her Jim Masters show Lovity, which I think is
Hello,
absolutely,
Lacey.
isn't that fantastic, huh? I tell you, it's a real small world, isn't it, my friend? There she is with you in Thornton. Good to see you, Lacey, and congratulations on everything for you, Lacey. Got to get you back on the show too, maybe for like some holiday fun. We'll do a holiday show. So Lacey is here. We thank Lacey for tuning in as well. And I let her know you were going to be on. I said, "Hey, Lacey, Billy's on." She goes, "Oh, I'm going to tune in." And so it's good to see you, Lacey. Sending you some lovity. Here's a cool shot, Billy, on stage.
Yeah, that's me singing for the Carmen tribute on TBN. That
Oh,
was
wow.
that's in the Huckabee Theater there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Recorded
fantastic.
August 24th of 2021. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's fantastic. That's great. I know I've shown this before previously, but that's a sharp suit. I love the color of that suit. That is
Thank
just
you.
really nice, you know. This is he's styling for GQ covers here, folks. You know what I mean? You do. You look like you're an actor on like, you know, a CBS drama or something, you know, like the lead actor. You
Hey,
just
one of
got
these
the
days,
look.
maybe, you know, who
Keep it
knows?
going, right? Absolutely. Keep it going. Absolutely. Um, what are some other things that you've been working on as well, my friend, in addition to working with Kathy Lee and Thornton and Lacey and of course, all your own work? What are some of the other things that you have up your sleeve?
Well, I got a single coming out on December 1st, and it's a song called Great Great King. And Sal Oliveri, all I can say is, man, he did his thing on this. You just wait till you hear the song. It's incredible. It really is. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Very, very fun, very energetic, and it's with a kids choir and everything. So, yeah.
When you look at I mean, you've been doing it, I said, like 40 years, and that went by in a New York minute. What are some of the highlights for you that stand out? I mean, in this wonderful career, of course, winning the 2 Dove Awards is definitely a highlight, and continued congratulations on that. Matter of fact, tell us, the audience, what that was for and what that feeling was like for you to win 2 Dove Awards.
Well, those were 2 different records. One was "Sing Me to Sleep, Daddy," and it's a song that I sing, "A Father's Heart," and the other one was a song called "Serving Jesus" that was on a Benson compilation record of a number of different artists, including Fred Hammond, Lionel Harris, and different people like that. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So,
And,
yeah, I mean, Dove Awards are quite an honor, and it's a beautiful award to have. Are you polishing them every once in a while? Do you have them on a shelf?
no, I don't.
That is
I'm
funny.
sorry, I don't.
Yeah. He's one of the few that don't, because he does it for the love of it more than
Yeah,
the
I do
physical.
I appreciate it. I mean, I really do. It's a symbol of it, the symbolism of it, just the fact that they would recognize you. You know,
Beautiful.
that's what really matters, you know. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Exactly right. Yes. You know, we all have different things in our lives that mean a lot. You've been doing this, as I said, for a long time. And when you moved to Nashville in the 1980s, was that something you knew that you wanted to do? Because now, I mean, since the 1980s, Nashville has become Music City, USA. I mean, it's really become a hub for all genres of music. What was it like for you when you moved in 1980 there? That big
Well, you
decision.
know, nobody was here. I mean, it's like, as soon as we moved, everybody came. But I hadn't really planned on moving here at all. What had happened, we came to do, was GMA week, and we came to meet with Greg Nelson, who was a part of Lorenz Creative Services at that point. We had made a connection with him through our failed deal with Onyx Records, because Gentry McCrary wanted to hire him to produce a record on us. Well, Greg had just finished Richard Smallwood's record, so we were excited about that prospect.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out because we ended up working with John Elliott, but that was a wonderful process also. But when we moved to town, I hadn't planned on moving here, and it was at Greg's prompting, and I was very reluctant at first. As a matter of fact, when he said that, I was really pretty disappointed, because he was telling me that he felt that it would be good for us to move to Nashville because we have the synergy and also have the proximity to work with other writers and things. And in my mind, it's like, well, you've got a lot of other people you work with, and they don't live there. And so it took 7 months of praying about that. But after that time, I realized that it wasn't just his suggestion. This was God's will. So we moved. Yeah.
So I think one of the viewers, the lovely viewers, had asked, I think it might have been Merlin in Canada, the genres that you like to touch upon. Of course, we mentioned gospel, but what are the genres that you like to touch upon? Of course, you and Sarah, R&B as well as gospel. How about for you? What are some things that are there any genres of music that you'd like to hit upon that maybe you haven't really dabbled in?
Not really. I mean, ultimately, we were known for our love songs.
Yeah.
Like Love Is a Reason.
Yeah.
That Is Why. Songs like that, And,
great stuff.
I Promise I Will Keep. All those, we were Christians, but they were just simply love songs. And I love love songs. I mean, anything.
They crossed over. Yeah, they crossed over. You're right. Exactly.
Anything that's wholesome that can contribute to the harmony and the strength of a marriage, that's a great thing.
Absolutely.
I don't,
yes.
When it comes to the concept of separating secular from Christian, I mean, you can do that if you want to, but from my vantage point, I look at whether it is evil or whether it is good, whether it edifies or whether it is, detracts or destroys. So, that is my litmus test for when it comes to music, lyrical content, and the ultimate effect and message of what you're delivering.
That's a beautiful way to say it. That's a beautiful way to put it, beautiful way to live it. Then if you add in nice melody and a little percussion, oh boy, then you've really, boom.
Gotta have that.
And it's boom time, right? Exactly. That's really cool. How, we've all learned a few things about ourselves and our individual lives and the things we want to do going forward. What are some things that Billy Gaines, this renowned performer, singer extraordinaire, who's been doing this for a long time and does it from the depths of his soul with his faith supporting him? What are some things, as we've been all tested as a global community as well as being an individual during the last few years of everything that's gone on with the pandemic and all? What are some things you've learned about life or about yourself through it all during this time of reflection and pause, Billy?
Well, I found that just how important it is to really put your trust in the Lord and to live a yielded life. And also, I've learned what the power of gratitude in the face of adversity. And, what I realize is that all of us, if we take a closer look at our lives, we'll find that there are a lot of things that, that God has done for us. And until we begin to really just pay attention to them and connect the dots, we may not even be grateful because we just haven't made the connection of just how good he's been. So I made it, especially in this pandemic era, I just made it, a very concerted effort in my own little cocoon to just really focus on being grateful and, reflecting on the goodness of God and the things that he's already done for me. And by the way, that part of that, that resulted in me writing a book called The Hand of God. The other part of that is that my daughter, Rachel, gave me a book for Christmas, and it was called Grandpa, Tell Us Your Thoughts. This for my grandkids. And so I'm going through this book and I'm writing down, what's your name? Where did you grow up? So while I'm going through this book, they've got these little short places to write stuff. And I'm going, wait, my story is way bigger than this. So I kind of put that away, and I just started writing from the beginning, from the earliest memories, my own memories, but also the earliest stories that I heard before I was born. I began to write down these things, and man, I'm telling you, it turned into an amazing story of God's absolute intervention, of His miraculous power. And I saw my life in a completely different light. So I'm looking forward to finishing that book. I thought I had finished it on October the 20th of 2019. And then October 25th happened. And I realized, wait a minute, I've got a whole new story here. And that was obviously the day I auditioned for the Kathy Lee Gifford song. So,
Isn't that incredible?
Yes, it is.
Did your folks get a chance to, have they had a chance to witness your success, your career move? Was that something the family has been able to celebrate in and experience along with you?
Yes. Well, I was so happy that my mom and dad got to see that fulfillment in my life. They saw.
That's a blessing, isn't it?
As a matter of fact, my mom, she even, when we were first traveling, she traveled with us when we did travel. I remember going to Detroit. She traveled with us, and it was a precious time to have her. I mean, as a matter of fact, she didn't have long to live. We didn't realize it, but she would end up dying of lung cancer. But I was so grateful for that couple of years that we were able to, she was allowed to see us at this point in our lives where we had entered into God's promises for us.
That's so beautiful. Absolutely. That was a gift for sure. I showed this earlier. Tell us about this. I know this was very special. 10,000 Angels, a very beautiful 10 beloved hymns, very inspired recording, solo album too.
Yeah. And speaking of my parents, every record that I did, every album we did, my mom and dad would listen to it and they go, well, that's nice, but you need to put a hymn on your record.
Yes.
So here I am, after all these years, they're gone,
Yeah.
They're in heaven, but the Lord just moved on me too. And I thought about the foundational doctrinal value that these hymns have in my life. I mean, the lyrics to these hymns really taught me the doctrine of the gospel. I didn't even know, when I learned them, I didn't even understand. I just knew the words. I would understand later just what they meant. So they have been a staple in my life. And I often say this: if I could have one thing other than the Bible, I couldn't have a Bible, but I could have one book other than the Bible, I would choose a hymnal. Because all the messages, and they put the music, which means that music helps to reinforce what we hear. It's something about learning a song, learning a message through music that just helps to I guess the combination of sound and lyric combined just help it to settle into your brain more. Andraé Crouch talked about how that he had failed algebra. And so he taught himself the algebra formulas by writing a song about it. Passed algebra.
That's a great way to do it. Sometimes, and when you're teaching kids, especially, every kid learns differently. So sometimes maybe one child is more visual than the other. Maybe one responds to sound, music, color, whatever it may be, different approaches that you can take. Just reminding us that we all bleed red, but we also have our uniquenesses. We have our, everybody has something to bring to the table, to this life we live. And that's why I keep saying, on the air and off the air, with the thing that we've experienced the last 3 years, we need to come together. We need more empathy, more kindness, more collaboration, listening to one another as opposed to just speaking at each other. That's what the world wants. That's what the earth spins smoother on its axis when things are balanced and harmonious to the best that it can be. And meeting of the minds, and music is definitely one of those things that is a universal language and a great healer, isn't it?
No question about it.
Yeah.
No question about it.
What about songwriting? I know there's those you've had an opportunity to interpret. Do you enjoy that?
Oh yeah, I would say that the majority of songs that we recorded, I actually wrote them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Then again, I was always open to other songs, but yeah, majority of them are songs that I wrote.
Speaking of songs, you wanted to sing something for our faithful viewers that are watching live around the world, and we welcome everybody. This is the Jim Masters Show Live, Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show Series. I'm your host, Jim Masters, our very special guest, and that very comfortable leather chair he's in. He looks like the CEO of the company, doesn't he? He's all settled in there, and it swivels and it rocks too.
Yeah,
Which is kind of cool.
yeah.
It's got the beat going. He's always got a beat going. Talking about two-time Dove Award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, entertainer extraordinaire, the one and only Billy Gaines, gracing us with his presence on the Jim Masters Show Live. Leave a comment, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, folks. We would love that. He's going to treat us to a little music here. What would you like to sing for us? And they're getting all piped up and excited already. So I appreciate you doing that.
I'll just sing a little bit of one of my hymns. By the way, all of my music can be found at billygaines.com. If you Google billygaines.com, you'll find every record we've ever done. And you'll find every accompaniment. If you're a singer, you can find every accompaniment track that we've ever done.
There it is on the screen, gang. billygaines.com. That's right. Absolutely. You always gain something when you listen to Billy Gaines. Write that down. You can use that for your marketing. No charge.
I had a teacher in junior high school. Her name was Miss Nolte. She said, Mr. Gaines, she said, well, it's a good thing you're not Mr. Losses. Well, so I looked at her and I went like, huh? And she said, right. It's like, okay, man.
You're right. But now you get it these many years later, right?
What is she talking about?
What does she mean? I don't understand that. All right. Here is our friend Billy Gaines. He's going to sing a little something for us here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show Live.
I would love to tell you what I think of Jesus, since I found in him a friend so strong and true. I would tell you how he changed my life completely. He did something that no other friend could do. No one ever cared for me like Jesus. There's no other friend so kind as he. No one else could take the sin and darkness from me. Oh, how much he cares for me. Oh, how much he cares for me.
Wow. Smooth as silk. Smooth as silk. He doesn't need any instruments. He doesn't need a wind up. That really, I tell you, you have been, I've always been a fan, but you have been gifted with the pipes, but also the heart and soul that goes with the pipes. You can have the pipes, but if you don't know what to do with the pipes, that doesn't mean much.
Well, thank you.
Just smooth as silk, really. Just,
I should have tapped my piano.
I was going to say to the left of you there.
I should have tapped my piano because I started that one out a little bit too high.
Well, you got claps coming in from Ms. Pat in Texas. She's loving this.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And Colleen Gaynor, wonder if there's any relation to the Gaynor that we talked about earlier. Praise the Lord. Thank you. Merlin in Canada. And Colleen Gaynor is in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And Merlin is in Ontario, Canada. Claps, hearts. And Sherry Larson in Kansas, USA. Hearts and claps, everything. David Thistle says that he's here watching. He's a big fan of our show. Good to see you, David. That song was grounding. And that's just a little bit of it, folks. That's just a little bit. There's much more of it, of course, available. Yes. And Maureen in Arizona says, that was lovely, Billy. She also says, if the pandemic has taught her to think of how to try to make the world a better place, she's come to rely on the prayer of Saint Francis, make me a channel of your peace.
Amen.
So, yeah. Beautifully said. Yeah, absolutely. it gets you through a lot of things in life, doesn't it? To have that grounding, to have that faith. Do you ever, when things are tough, which a lot of people have experienced and are experiencing now, have you ever questioned your faith? Have you ever felt, why me? Sometimes people of great faith have said, even they have stopped, paused, and said, why me? Why did this happen to me? Why did you ever question it through the years and then come back to it?
Well, no, I've questioned why things have happened, but I never questioned who God is or His faithfulness. Never. It just never. I never took it when bad things happen to me. I don't take it that way. I wish it didn't happen. I said, Lord, what does this mean? What are you trying to teach me? And how can I get out of it or get over it or get through the test? Whatever is going on here, I don't like this and I want out of it. But at the end of the day, no, I've never doubted God. I've never been angry at God. I don't even understand that concept. I just don't. And He is who He says He is. He's the creator of heaven and earth. And if He allows something like that to happen in my life, when I've had my share of sorrow, I just can never assign that to Him as being anything other than still loving. Yeah.
What would you say to somebody who's watching right now, who's listening to this message, and either they're now a new fan of the music, just discovering you now, even though you've been around all these years doing it, but maybe they just discovered you now, or they're rediscovering the music, whatever the case may be. What would you say to somebody right now who is in a dark place, who doesn't, there've been a number of people who have written to me personally, when I started this series 2.5 years ago, almost 900 episodes ago, as in a sort of an aside to my professional work in television and radio and all. And, talking about how this show has helped get them through, how it's made them laugh. They've learned something. They've felt inspired, heard, loved, connected. And with the guests coming on, they felt that vibe as well. What would you say to somebody who is going through something quite difficult in a dark place right now, and how they might be able to get through it, or at least start to get through it?
Well, I would say, first of all, I can empathize with people when they're hurting, when they're going. I'm going through one of the biggest heartbreaks of my life right now. So my life is somewhat colored with sadness. But this is the thing. It's about really hoping and trusting in God that He sees you, and that even in your heartache and in your sadness, He knows what you're going through, and that He will still help you if you ask Him to help you. He will be a comforter to you. I just know that to be the truth. So my hope is turning to Him and just asking for His help. And that's what I would say to anyone, because what I know of Him is that He's absolutely faithful, that He does love us with an everlasting love. He loved us so much that He sent His only begotten Son into the world. So, He couldn't have given us anything greater than that. And I have found that all of those things are encompassed in His love. But the number one thing for me is to really seek God in prayer and ask for help.
Beautifully said. And again, that's exactly what one who might be going through something should do. Because I always say one of the best investments that you can ever make, in your life is in yourself. And then you can take that energy that you've been given, that air that you've been given, that oxygen you've been given, and you can share it with the world. And it's such a beautiful thing. When you were performing, of course, with Sarah, and when you perform on your own, you're all in. That's one of the things that I love about what you do. It's like you're totally, something's flowing into you and out of you. And it's not even something you could necessarily script. It's an energy that's coming through, and it's coming through with the music, with the storytelling. What is that feeling like for you, Billy, when you're in the studio or on set or on stage, in church, whatever it may be, and you're doing your thing? Are you transported to another time or place? Are you on a cloud? What's actually happening to you as you're doing it? Because you do, as a consumer of it, we feel you are so in and one with it as you're doing it, which I think is, you're not doing it because it's a task. You're doing it because you're called to and you have to, and you love doing it.
Well, I mean, singing for me is it's hard for me to. Well, the one thing I can sense is that the Lord is flowing through me. I can feel the power of God flowing through me. The physical feeling of that, though, is just, man, imagine just standing there. You just got goosebumps just the whole time you're singing, or chills, or whatever they call it. Well, that's how I feel like when I'm singing. So that is a very, from that point of view, that's a very pleasant thing physically for me, because I feel such joy, and what I feel inside when I sing is just, I can't even really explain it. It's hard to put into words, but it is an absolutely wonderful feeling. It is. Yeah.
It is, right? It
It's
is.
more
And
definitely more
right.
than 10. Yeah.
Now, do you like to travel? Do you see more travel coming? Do you see touring, any of that happening at some point as things start to go back in that direction for a lot of people?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have some dates that I'm doing now, but obviously that's what I want to do more than anything, is to stand in front of people and just, it's one thing to have a record, but for me to stand in front of people and, to be there with the presence and the power of God flowing through me is a wonderful thing, because I know that there is a impartation for that being there physically. There's a spiritual impartation that happens, and it happens through all of us, though, whatever our gift is, whether we're speaking, whether we're just encouraging people or whatever. When the power of God is flowing through us to do those things, the Holy Spirit manifests himself in that.
One of our, I think it's Ms. Pat in Texas, she had asked, and it's funny because she must be intuitive, a mind reader, because I had asked this, and we were chatting. We always chat with the guests prior to the show, and sometimes we do sound checks and all. And I had asked Billy if there was Christmas music, Christmas albums, singles, whatever, in the offing. And Ms. Pat in Texas asked just now, Christmas album with question marks. Tell us about Christmas.
Yes, well, there's a new single out now, I think. I'm pretty sure it is, called Bow and All, written by D. Scott Smith, and here again, Thornton Klein. So that should be out now. That should be on all platforms, if I'm not mistaken. I'm relatively certain that's true. I guess Thornton will correct that if he's out there and I misspoke. So,
of all the songs that you've ever sung in your life, as a solo act with Sarah, what have you, do you have a few that are, for whatever reason, your personal, Billy Gaines' personal favorites, the ones that you really just love them, you love the way they sound, the way they turned out, what the feeling is, what the response has been to them? Do you have a few that are your personal favorites of the ones you've been blessed to write and perform?
Yeah, one of my personal favorites is Come Drink at My Table, which is actually written by Justin Peters and Sandy Dixon. And another one would be He'll Find a Way, that was written by Donna Douglas, another great one. One that I wrote that would have been my favorite would be You Are Faithful, Lord, and another song that I wrote about my mother called Underline. They're pretty much my favorites. Yeah.
Your mom must have been very, very proud, huh? And then writing a song about her too is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Tell us about the song, for those who might not be familiar with it, the song in honor of your mom.
Well, it was a song that I wrote after my mom went to be with the Lord, and as our we would always have a Bible study at this table, and I looked over, my daughter Rachel had my mother's Bible, and I said, I recognized it. Anyway, I got it, opened it up, started reading it, and then I realized just by what she had underlined, I saw where her emphasis was, and I knew her heart by the things she underlined. So that's why I call it that.
That is beautiful. Why do you love doing this? You've been doing it for a long time. And as I always say sometimes to the guests, you could easily have your feet on the beach in South Miami, in the sand, swinging from a hammock, looking at the ocean, saying, I'm good. I've done enough. I've paved the way. I'm done. Instead, you're still out there. You're still preaching and ministering through your art, through your music, touching lives, empowering. Some of our viewers, our lovely viewers, have been commenting on your inspiration and empowering ways through your music. What still inside you inspires you to continue to do it for the good of all of us, Billy?
Well, the two things that, the primary thing is it's my assignment, and I do it out of love and obedience, for the Lord. So when I don't feel like it, or when I'm frustrated because things aren't going the way that I'd like, I'm not having the opportunities that I want more opportunities. I just have to, just settle down with the fact that this is what God has given me to do. And however much I get to do that, I just have to make myself happy with that. But the other part is that I really do genuinely enjoy going out and ministering to people. I just absolutely love it. Yes.
Would you ever have your own church?
I mean,
a thought?
If that's something that the Lord wanted, I would definitely be open to that. I mean, one of the things that I am starting to do more now, though, is to speak and to sing. My book, The Hand of God, which I'm getting ready to publish.
Congratulations. Keep me posted. We'll have to have you come back when the book is out. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, and just the testimonies, I wouldn't even, there's no way in the world I could tell all the amazing things that God has done within the typical time of a sermon, but I can pack a lot of information into that. And people, I've started doing that recently, and it has been amazing, the effect of me just ministering and talking. Basically, it's really just my testimony, to tell you the truth, but it's a powerful testimony because the absolute evidence of God's faithfulness. I mean, I say this often: if I hadn't lived it, I would have thought it was fiction.
Right.
But it isn't fiction. It's real, man. God is amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Without giving the book away, what would be maybe one little nugget from the book, or one thing that God has done that really has stuck with you?
Well, when I was 12 years old, in my disobedience, I went out of a house, rode a bicycle at night, and shortened this story. Anyway, I was coming across an intersection, saw a car coming, and thought I could outrun it, and I didn't. Met it in the middle of the intersection, got knocked as high as the power lines, came down on my head. The people who saw me hit the ground, they just gasped and said, "We know that boy is dead." And when they ran towards me, I jumped up and started running. They had to catch me. Laid me down on the ground. I had a wound on the side of my head. It was a gouge wound. They couldn't even stitch it. When I put my hands up to my head, my fingers literally sunk down into a hole in my head. Took me to the hospital, x-rayed me from head to toe. It was nothing but a miracle that I lived. And that was an awakening moment for me. Yes, I'd been in church all my life, but it was at that moment that I realized my life had been preserved. That was the beginning, really, of my ministry and my calling, because I knew God had supernaturally preserved my life for a reason. That was 12 years old. Yeah.
Wow. What a beautiful memory and story and experience to have at such a pivotal early age too, when you're sort of forming who you are and what you believe in, and a crucial pivotal time at 12. That is absolutely spectacular. Thanks for sharing that. Even Colleen says, wow, Billy, absolutely. Yeah. Transparent and encouraging. Absolutely. I agree. This having these conversations with you are always fantastic, because and that's what I call them. I don't call these interviews. I like to have conversations. There's a lot of people that do a typical interview. It's tell us about the book, the CD, the movie. Okay. You're in and out in 10 minutes and that's it. I like to get to the heart of the matter and have a good positive vibe and feeling, and bring the audience in. And somebody else who's always enjoyed things like that, who's sort of my sidekick, Mr. George Burns, is with us. He always puts a smile on everyone's faces, and there he is. Still got that cigar after all these years. Still loves his cigars. And the red hanky or pocket square there, and my aunt collected dolls. So this family heirloom got passed down to me, and he always pops in. And he played God in the movies. The old God movies. Yeah. So it's always good to have God on your side. But he said you knocked it out of the park. He's a super fan. He sends his love as well as Gracie, who, of course, is in heaven as well. And he just really enjoyed the conversation. So you got some love coming your way from George Burns himself, huh?
Thank you, George.
Bye, George. Right? This is great. Gang, if you do want to learn, of course, the material is also on Amazon and iTunes, Spotify, all those places as well, I would imagine, Billy. Your music.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
And
The other thing is, if someone wanted to contact me for engagements, there's a form on my website also for that. So
exactly right. That could be musical or speaking or whatever. That is that something? Have you ever thought of doing that? You know, as a speaker as well as storyteller, have you thought of doing a TED Talk or any of those types of things?
I know this sounds crazy. I don't even know what a TED Talk is, so I guess maybe I will.
It's a big thing. Yeah. Google it or just go to their website. It's a major thing that everybody does. A lot of times people that do it are experts in something. I have a lot of, I've been asked to do one and I'm thinking about putting it together, but I have a lot of colleagues and friends and even people that I've interviewed on television and radio over the years who've done them. And a lot of times they're people who have a story to share, a story to tell. Your incredible background, your incredible career, your time with beautiful Sarah and your success together and love together. I mean, and your continuation of being Billy, authentic Billy in your musical way, plus also the faith component. And a lot of times they are motivational speakers, people who speak motivationally, and they're quite a thing. So that could be something as well. And is that something else that I mean, you're already basically a motivational speaker, but is that something you've ever thought about going on, like the motivational speaking circuit, being brought in to do motivational speaking at schools and churches and corporations? Yeah.
And now that you mention it, absolutely.
Now that I mentioned it, right?
I need to check out TED Talk.
Yeah, TED Talk. Yes, TED Talk.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen one. So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big, and it's a cool way to connect with people as well. And Colleen says, "Thank you so much, Billy Gaines," and Maureen says, "Billy, thank you so much for being with us this evening. You have done so much for our spiritual health. May God continue to bless you in this life." Kathleen in New York City, thanks for being here, Billy, and for singing for us as well. Yeah, I asked him, I said, you want to sing? A lot of the guests, you know, they may do it, even if it's a cappella. He said, you got it, Jim, we'll do that. He sang as he was swinging. He's swinging in his chair, keeping the rhythm, keeping the beat. Sherry says, thank you, Billy, for being with us tonight. You are an inspiration. Louis is here, and Louis said, she's saying, glad to be here with all of us. Really need to hear what Billy has to say. Battling two wolves in my body. The one I feel the most will win. So she's battling two wolves in her body. Sounds like illness. Well, keep the faith, and you know, we're sending you lots of JMS levity for sure, Louis, and hopefully you'll be okay. Billy, this was wonderful. Congratulations on the book. Oh, Austin Field is here. He says, another wonderful show. Please subscribe for excellent content. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Austin Field, who's always here. Ms. Pat in Texas, pleased to have met you, Billy Gaines. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Love that as well. Good stuff. Continued blessing and joy in your life, Billy. Thanks for stopping by our show. Congratulations on the movie with Kathy Lee. All the great music, the holiday music coming out, the Christmas song coming out, and everything else, the songs that are on the charts rising. I mean, you got a lot of different things happening all at once. It's kind of cool. You are the CEO in that chair. That's it. And blessed with a beautiful family as well, right? You know, and that's the love of family. Nothing tops family, right?
Amen.
That's what it's all about. Well, I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, Billy, and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'd love to come back again.
Oh,
I-
we will keep. We always say we keep the porch light open for our guests, and we will definitely keep the porch light open for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the book. That's going to be a real page turner. So we look forward to that, my friend. And again, hope you enjoyed your time with me. I thought it was really something special.
Thank you so much, Jim.
You're very welcome. You take care, my friend, and blessings, and enjoy the weekend. Okay.
All righty.
And spread the word about our show to other folks you know that might want to pop on and experience what we do here. All this levity. Appreciate
I
that.
surely will.
Takes
Absolutely.
a village.
Absolutely.
And for anybody watching, if you want to see this episode with Billy again, the entire episode is right here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So you can watch it 24/7, 365, and rewind it from the beginning and just watch the whole thing and be inspired as well. Colleen Gaynor in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Thank you, Billy Gaines. Thank you, Jim. It is our pleasure. You be well, my friend. Take care, and continued blessings for you and yours.
You also. God bless you.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
The incomparable two-time Dove award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, the incomparable, the legendary Billy Gaines joining us here on the Jim Masters Show for a great conversation, inspiring moments, live music. He sang for you guys as well, which we really appreciate, and some empowering words too, which no matter what time of day it is or whatever the calendar says or anything that goes on in our life, there's nothing better than sometimes getting some words of inspiration, words of encouragement, and taking them with you through your day, which I think is great. We always do something special, something different, and something unique on our Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. Hope you enjoyed this episode with our very special guest, Billy Gaines, joining us live and direct from Nashville, Tennessee. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, and subscribe. Right? Very easy to do. Like, what does that mean? That means just hit that big thumbs up that looks like this. There's a thumbs up icon on every episode of the Jim Masters Show live series on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Click the thumbs up like button. Leave a comment for us as well. That helps us grow. Other people see that. YouTube loves it as well. And subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. You'll be a part of the JMS Levity Squad, Levity family, and it doesn't cost you a thing to do that. We thank Billy for joining us here on the show. Truly a treat to have him here, to hear his story. As he mentioned, he was very open and real. He, of course, obviously is going through, there is pain at this time. A lot of us going through a lot of different things in our lives, but for him to come on and share and be so open about everything, I think is beautiful. And, you work through things in life, and a wonderful, relationship for many years, of course, with his beloved Sarah. Again, I encourage you to, and so many, incredible songs. I can hear them all in my head. You can get all of this online, folks, all of their music and so much more. And of course, Billy's music as well. He's really a great guy, isn't he? He knows where it's at. He knows what it's all about. He's got a message. He's been doing this for a long time. It's something that is in his heart and soul. And now when you listen to his music, because you've had an opportunity to meet him here on the Jim Masters Show live virtually, it may even put a deeper spin on the music. You know what I mean? With some of the stories, there he is with Lacey Carpenter, our friend, and Thornton as well, and songs rising in the charts, which is exciting. Another great shot too. Kathy Lee there as well. I mentioned that I had an opportunity to chat with Kathy Lee on several occasions, and Kathy Lee is a beautiful, spirited person, and just absolutely wonderful, and I hope to meet her again. I'd actually love to have her as a guest on the Jim Masters Show live. What a beautiful conversation Kathy Lee and I would have to welcome her to the show. So love to have Kathy Lee here. And there's Billy as Moses again through the music. There's the film, The Way, which is brand new, folks. Check that out. Really something special. Really. And again, Kathy Lee produced it, and great shot of Billy chilling. Absolutely. he works hard. There he is on set with Kathy Lee. Great stories, he said, as far as working with Kathy Lee, and just everything else that he's been doing. Very, very busy guy, and truly blessed. And you had an opportunity to learn more about him right here on your Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series called The Jim Masters Show Live. Tommy Reed says, and we thank everybody being here, and spread the word for us, gang. If you enjoy these episodes, we do something quite special here, and we've done almost 900 episodes, which I cannot believe. Tommy Reed says, awesome interview. Thank you, Billy Gaines, God-giving talent. I agree. Yes, these conversations we have. Maureen says, conversations remind me not to let life's situations get the best of me. Be still and know that I am God. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. And Kathleen Walker in New York City, she did a super chat. And wow, what a great color. She knows I love the green. My favorite color is the green, which is tough. Sometimes when we're in television studios and we have a green screen behind us, we can't wear anything green, nothing green. Otherwise, if we did, all you'd see is our eyeballs and our teeth. We would disappear. No green. But there it is. She goes, and she just did a super chat in support of the Jim Masters Show Live series. And she goes, thank you, Jim, for another great show. Thanks for all you do. You're the best. Heart, 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 heart. Thank you very much, Kathleen. You're so special and really appreciate that. And that goes right back into the production and airing of the Jim Masters Show Live. Colleen Gaynor, we appreciate that. You're the best. Very much appreciated. Kathleen Walker in New York. Hearts, she goes, that was special. Glad to see you guys. That's Colleen Gaynor. And she said she might even have some, family lineage to Gloria. She said possibly. Sherry Larson says, thank you, Jim, for all you do. You're amazing. We love you. Love you back, Sherry. And Maureen, that was wonderful, Jim. Thank you for such an inspiring conversation. You're very welcome, Maureen. Colleen says, because she's been commenting throughout the broadcast, she goes, I was chatty, LOL. I love the Lord, smiling ear to ear. You're not chatty. You are passionate. Say, you like that spin on it? You are passionate. Thanks to everybody for these great comments who are commenting live. And for those of you who will comment later, don't forget you can see these shows later on. Everything is archived on our YouTube channel. We brought this back recently. I used to, in the early days of the Jim Masters Show Live series, I used to show this towards the latter part of the show. And I figured it would be nice to show it again because life is a little crazy, a little fast paced, some unpredictability happening, some nuttiness going on. You just turn on the news, you see all the crazy stuff happening. Sometimes you think what you saw today was it, and then you watch tomorrow and you see crazy stuff that tops it. So don't forget to relax. There you go. Don't forget to relax. We tell you that. We got this when we were on vacation in Newport, Rhode Island with the family. And there you go. It's like a 1920s, 1930s beach scene. And it says, relax. Breathe from the diaphragm, folks. Make sure you breathe from the diaphragm. Relax. Don't forget to care for one another, love one another, take care of one another. And don't forget to do that. We always say this for yourself too, love yourself. And when you have that love inside, you can then share that with the world. We never say goodbye around here. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, slancha, shalom, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, hasta la vista, moi loop. Take care, be well. And we thank you for being with us. And we thank Billy Gaines for being with us as well. I want to let you know tomorrow we have another extraordinary guest, a lot of great guests coming up. Tomorrow, more music. Jessica Lynn is going to be here, acclaimed country music artist. Jessica Lynn is going to be with us on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live. Then on Monday, another incredible musician and multi-instrumentalist, songwriter. He is co-founder of the incredible Zydeco party band, Doug Legacy. He's been around a long time. He is incredible. He's worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. He's going to be with us on Monday. If you didn't see recently, one of my dear friends, originally with Celtic Woman, Celtic Spells recently, her new song, Man of the House, just out a couple of days ago. Mairead Nesbitt, accomplished violinist, fiddler, Grammy, Emmy nominated. You know her from the PBS specials with Celtic Woman. Celtic Heart with Tim Janis. She and I worked with Tim on that special, and she was with us recently as well. If you didn't see that episode, check that out. One more time, we thank Billy Gaines. You can go to billygaines.com to check out all the great things he's up to and all the music and all the material. And really an epic chat. We're going to take off, and we've got some vanilla ice cream in the freezer waiting for us. We had some pasta with chicken cutlet. We had chicken cutlet parmesan with pasta and Caesar salad and some tortellini soup tonight for dinner. I know we have a food crowd here, so they like to talk about food. So that's what we had for dinner before the show. I made sure that I ate this time. Sometimes it's so busy during the day, I forget to even eat. And so we had that. We got some ice cream waiting for us. Not bad. Awesome voice. Yes, Billy has an awesome voice. You are so right. And yes, passionate you are. Maureen says, I don't know about y'all, but I'm so glad to see the Relax sign back. Yes, that Relax sign is an institution, part of the Jim Masters Show Live, and that is back for good. And good night, everyone. Have a fantastic Sunday. Sleep well, all. You as well. Thanks for all the great comments, gang. You guys are truly the best. This is your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, check us out. We'll be here with another great episode. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll be right here waiting for you with more of our series, The Jim Masters Show Live. We love you all. Take care. We'll see you next time. Cheers.